Sad. Within North Carolina here within the WCCB viewing area are under a winter weather advisory, or those will go into effect after midnight tonight. And you can see almost all of North Carolina under some form of winter weather advisory or winter storm warning. We have this developing low pressure system in the Gulf that's really going to be the driving force here, bringing that wintry weather to the Carolinas by Wednesday morning. Really daybreak is when we're looking at the onset here of some snow in the mountains that will push to the east here over the course of the morning. This winter weather advisory includes all of our counties within North Carolina, beginning just after midnight here for Ashe, Avery, and Watauga counties, and then for the foothills and Piedmont by 7 o'clock Wednesday morning. Now we're expecting to see the most substantial snowfall within the immediate region here for the mountains. 2 to 4 inches of snow will be possible with those higher totals closer to the Tennessee border. That's where we're looking at some of that upslope flow here with these impacts not only through Wednesday night, but even early Thursday. Further to the south near the I-40 stretch is where we'll see mainly snow, but we could see a bit of a mix here with sleet and even a little bit of freezing rain leading to a light glaze of ice. And further south through the Charlotte metro area, we're looking at up to an inch of snowfall. We're going to see a mix of snow and sleet further with the light glaze here for areas east of 77, and then further south where we're seeing that green color for our South Carolina communities. That's where we're looking at mainly a cold rain, but a little bit of sleet and some wet flakes here could mix in on the onset at the onset of this system. So here's what we're watching right now. We're already seeing some snow across parts of the central plains. This low pressure system is going to be developing here near the Louisiana coast, and it's going to push all of this moisture, feed all this moisture into the south and southeast. As we move into early Wednesday, we have high pressure to our north, and that's going to help to lead to more of that frozen precip across the area, but it's really not as strong of a high pressure system. We're not seeing those usual impacts here with that deep layer of colder air. Instead, we have more of the shallow layer of colder air close to the surface, and that's why we're going to see a bit of a change as that warm, moist air rides over top of that colder air. We'll see that transition zone. So this is not going to be an all snow event, even though temperatures are going to be pretty cold through the day tomorrow. As we move towards midday, we'll see that snow progress to the east here, a mix of sleet and some freezing rain with the biggest impacts for the Carolina coast. This low pressure system is going to be moving over Florida and then staying well away from the Carolina coastline. So we'll see that will lead to less moisture for parts of the region here, really within the Piedmont. So we're going to see some of those higher totals and the higher ice accumulation for central North Carolina here towards the coast, and those higher snow totals for the North Carolina coast here into Virginia. Now going into Thursday, we will see a little bit of that upslope flow here leading to more snowfall. Quick bursts will be possible into Thursday morning as well. Let's get that closer view so you get a better picture of what we're talking about. I put the temperatures over top too, so this will be just a good example of showing you what you can expect. As we move towards early Wednesday morning, we're going to start to see the snow fall here for the mountains. Could see some heavier bands brush into the I-40 stretch. Temperatures near the I-40 corridor are going to be near freezing. So if we do see that column here of warmer air really melt some of that snow down, we could see some of that light icing across the I-40 corridor. For the Charlotte metro area, temperatures are going to stay above the freezing point. So even if we do see some cold rain mixing in, it's not going to freeze on contact unless we're talking about some of those elevated surfaces that are untreated. So bridges, overpasses usually tend to freeze first. So that's where we'll be watching for some icy spots going into mid-morning Wednesday. As we continue forward in our timeline, we'll see that snow progress to the east here with some of that mix here of sleet and even freezing rain for areas east of 77. As we continue forward through Wednesday evening, this is going to be a pretty quick mover for us with that snow gradually ending across the area. We'll still see some ongoing snow showers for the mountains. Now going into Wednesday night, temperatures are going to drop fast. So any of those surfaces that remain wet here Wednesday evening will likely freeze overnight as temperatures fall into the teens and 20s. As that low pressure system rides away from the coast here, we'll likely see one last quick burst of snowfall early Thursday morning, but that will be ending here by midday. Temperatures remaining cold, really bitter cold air setting up shop through the end of the week. Temperatures are going to only max out in the upper 30s, low 40s through Friday. Now, in terms of a snowfall, you can see the higher accumulations going to be closer to the coast. That's where we could see more than 6 inches of snow. Locally, we're looking at dusting here, less than half an inch for areas south of 85. Really, this is going to be mainly a cold rain event. We're looking at more of an inch here near the Charlotte metro region, and then further north into the I-40 stretch is where we could see 1 to 2 inches of snowfall, with the highest totals for the mountains. That's where we could see 2 to 4 inches of snow. In terms of ice, we're going to see that ice accumulation highest here again for central and then eastern North Carolina. But you could see a light glaze of ice possible even into the 77 corridor. Generally, 77 and east is where we could see up to 1/10 of an inch of ice. So even a light glaze could cause some issues out there on the roads and could make things pretty slick. Now, temperatures, they are going to remain very cold here. So as we get into early Wednesday morning with the wind chill, going to be feeling like the 30s across most of the area. Heading into Wednesday afternoon, those actual temperatures will be in the mid 30s, but it's going to be feeling like the upper 20s. So expect a bitter cold day here, really just a soggy mess here for us. As we move into early Thursday, we'll see those temperatures fall rapidly overnight, teens and 20s here for those actual temperatures. But with the wind, it's going to be feeling like it's below zero in the mountains, and we're going to see those wind chills in the teens and low 20s across the Piedmont. Not getting much better through the day, although we'll be drying out by midday Thursday. Still going to see those temperatures here in the mid 30s for those afternoon highs, but with the wind chill feeling more like the mid to upper 20s through the day and feeling close to zero for the high country through all of Thursday. By Friday morning, this is where we'll see really the coldest start. Likely going to see if any schools do cancel, getting back here into the rhythm of things. Friday morning, it is going to be bitter cold. Got to bundle up before heading out, back out on the roads with temperatures in the 20s across the area. Wind chills will be in the teens, and for the mountains, going to be about 5 to 7 below zero. We'll start to warm back up though, getting into our weekend. So we'll begin to see conditions really improve getting into Saturday and Sunday, and some much warmer air working its way back into the area going into the start of the next week. Now, this winter system here going to be bringing some big impacts, not just to the Carolinas, but really across the Central Plains, into parts of the Southern Plains, and even into the South and Southeast. So this is going to be a very big storm system that we'll be watching closely over the next couple of days. Now, if this low pressure system does tend to wiggle a little bit, it comes closer to the coast here, then that could change some of our totals. But right now, I've been seeing some good consistency. The only thing that's new really with our forecast is seeing some of that snow, that quick burst of snow Thursday morning. So that's what we'll be watching for. If you are going to be working from home maybe tomorrow, heading back in Thursday, you have to watch out for some of the black ice. Anything, again, that's wet here from what fell Wednesday will likely freeze overnight into Thursday morning. And if we do see this quick burst of snow move through the Carolinas and through the Piedmont, then that could also lead to some reduced visibility. But that's going to be moving through quickly and not going to be seeing any major accumulations from that as it moves fast here off the coast. But really the big thing to look out for here will be the light glaze of ice. We'll see some light accumulations across the area and that bitter cold air that's going to be setting up shop here through the end of the week. But we'll be here to answer any questions for you. If you have any of those, make sure you leave them in the comments. I'll be sure to come through and answer them. And you'll also have meteorologist Caitlin right here tonight. She'll be going over any changes here with some of the models and the trends and what you can expect here. And I'll be back tomorrow morning on Rising to get you the very latest and get you out the door and get you where you need to be as we see the onset here of this winter storm.